You're in more debt than you ever admitted out loud, even to your spouse. And the shame has been keeping you quiet. Is actually making everything worse. And if that's you, I want to say something to you before we get into today's letter. And it's that the debt was never the problem. Now let's talk about it. This is Hello Misola and you're welcome to another episode. Let us read today's letter. Hello Misola, I'm in more debt than I've ever admitted out loud, even to my own spouse. The shame keeps me quiet, but the silence is making it worse. How do I even start telling the truth about this? Thank you for trusting me with it. So here's my own honest truth and what I'm going to tell you. The debt is not actually the issue. No, it's not a problem. Why am I saying that? You can always pay it off. No matter how much you think you're owing, it has a beginning that you start paying. Even if you're paying £1, it has an end date. One day you'll finish paying it. Yes, does not sound encouraging, but that's what I'm trying to tell you, that you can always pay it off. The real issue, in my opinion, is that your mind has magnified this challenge and it looks so big, and you feel like you're the only one that is in debt. You're the only one that has this problem, and you're trying to keep to yourself, and you're causing more harm because you're not even telling your spouse. That is the major problem there. Not that you're owing, it's the fact that you cannot open your mouth and tell your spouse, your partner. So hear me on this. Right now is the best time to speak to your creditor. You need to face this challenge that you're going through. Sit in that pain. There is purpose in pain. But also ask yourself, you need to figure out the root cause. How did I get here? And that's why you're sitting there in that pain. But you also need to have a conversation with your spouse, especially in this part of the world where our credit, stories and scores and whatnot is related to one another as spouses. You're causing more harm than good, not by being in debt, but by keeping it away from your partner. Let us talk about this from the kingdom perspective, because as always, there's always something that God is saying. So let's look at the kingdom perspective. So I know you got yourself in this position, and I'm not here to come here and say, oh, you should have done this, you should have done that. No, I feel like you've done enough of that to yourself, right? So let us look at the solution and how you can come out of here. Because if you spend all the time sulking and beating yourself up that this is what I did, I got here, I did this, I did that, that's not the solution. The solution is not going to come. So first things first, I want you to surrender it all to God. Because whatever it is that you're going through, it is my goal that anybody who benefits from this channel understands that beyond changing our money stories, beyond practical steps and all of that, all I want you to do is to know God for yourself. Because as Christians, sometimes we reduce God to this person that we pray to when we're having challenges, which I think you should do. Right? Because he's your father, he's loving, but he's much more than that. He's literally the love of your life. You know how you say, oh, my partner, my spouse is the love of my life. He's quite literally the love of your life. And when God is the love of your life, it means that you have a relationship. It means that whatever challenge it is you find yourself, he's the very first person you want to go to. Not necessarily, God save me, because yes, you do that, but it's just have conversations. Every day you sit down with your spouse. How was your day? How did it go? You're reflecting. Do that. And so that is why I am encouraging you to take it to him and surrender and say, I'm the one that did this. I found myself in this situation, but I've come to meet you. A body shared is a body half solved. So the moment you take it to God, you have solved it halfway through. You don't have a problem. Honestly, you don't have a problem. So please take it to him and surrender it. And the scripture that I have for this is Jeremiah 32 verse 27. It says, I am the God of all flesh. Is there anything too hard for me? You've heard it. That's it. So take it to him. Now, you might be watching and you're like, she has come again. What is all this? Take it to God. Let them go and pay their debt off. Do you not know how to pay your debt off? Have you paid it? No, you have not. Then you then realize that it's time to come to the end of yourself and just surrender it to God. And so from there, wisdom will start coming. Things that you need to do, the next steps and all of that. But yes, take it on. And so as difficult as you might think it is right now, I want you to understand that all things work together for your good. Honestly, I found myself in some scenarios the last couple of weeks, and it had to do with our visas. It's time for renewal. First of all, I'm like, God, why am I still in this position? It's going to be 13 years. And what has taken people 5 years is going on 13 years. So why am I still here? But what I thought we were going to do for our visas, I didn't realize that, no, we cannot do that. And so it almost felt like I had hit a wall. I was stranded. But I know that I cannot be stranded with my God. But in all that confusion, there was just something that I kept telling myself. all things work together for good to them that love God and are called according to his purpose. All things work together for good. I couldn't feel it. And so that's why I'm telling you this story. Unrelated somewhat, but it's just the fact that you're in debt right now. It looks like it's the end of the world, but honestly, all things work together for your good. It's later on that you will start beginning to put the pieces of everything together and realize that it worked together for your good. Now, how did that work together for my good? It was that frustration in the Thanksgiving posture, thanking God. Somebody said, speak to this person, speak to this lawyer, and all of a sudden, what felt like a mountain looks like a molehill. So it has worked together for my good. I don't even understand right now, but all of a sudden I'm like, God, listen, I can see your hand in this. I don't understand what the end goal is, but I have given it up to you. So that's what I'm trying to tell you, that it might not look like it when you're there in whatever situation it is, but if you believe in your God, you trust the scripture, all things work together for good to them that love God and are called according to his purpose. So when you now find yourself in this situation, it should encourage you a bit to understand that, yes, it looks like it's the end of the world because I have magnified it to look like it's the end of the world. But all things, even in this, works together for my good. So Father, Lord, let your glory come from this situation as well as I surrender it to you. Help me. I don't know what to do. Help me. Anyway, we're about to go to church, but let's not go there. Let's move on to the practical steps. How can you get yourself out of that? Because you're silently drowning, let's get you above water. Step 1, you need to figure out the root cause and address it today. Why? Okay, now I know I said I'm not going to come here and, help you to beat yourself up, but this is debt that we're talking about. And guess what? You don't know when right now, but you will clear it. But in order for you to not find yourself back here, we need to figure out what caused the challenge. Why are you in so much debt? Is it that you are living above your means? Or is it that you had so many visa payments to make and you couldn't afford it? Or is it that you need to find a better job? Whatever it is, you need to figure it out and put a name on it so that you address it. And you now say, okay, this is the reason and I'm going to avoid it so that when I pay this debt off, I will not find myself back in this situation. So figure out the root cause and address it. Step 2, please, it should not get past today. Speak to your spouse today. That thing that you're scared of that is going to happen. Now, I'm not a marriage counselor. I do not want to involve myself in your marriage. But if you cannot have a conversation with your spouse because you're going to take it the wrong way, then maybe there's another conversation to be had, right? Because, it's a challenge, but would they leave you because of this? If they're actually going to leave you and it's going to become a very big deal because of this situation, then there is a bigger conversation to be had, and that's beyond Hello Misola, right? So all I'm saying is speak to your spouse today. Tell them, stop carrying this thing alone. Speak to them. It would affect them as well. So let them know. You people go through this together. That's what marriage is about, isn't it? Step 3, speak to your creditors and come up with payment plan today. Because I've been in this scenario before. I had so many visa payments to make, but I didn't actually use credits to pay for visa. But it was because I had restrictions on my visa. I couldn't work. My business was not where I thought I wanted it to be. So I needed to survive. So I ended up using credit to survive. This was around 2019. And when I then realized that, this thing is bigger than what I thought it was, and I was on the verge of getting defaulted, I would have been able to avoid all of those defaults if I had just picked up the phone and spoken to my creditors. Okay, for some, there is this 30 days promise to pay and give me 30 days to figure it out. For some, we could come up with like a payment plan. Maybe I wouldn't even have been able to avoid the default. Do you get? Have conversations with them, push it so that they don't just give you a default, right there and there. Or if it's a bankruptcy, I don't know how it works where you are. But have conversations with them and set up a payment plan today. They really like it when you're in communication with them and you're telling them that your circumstances has changed and all of that. But if you keep avoiding those conversations, and I avoided those conversations because there was just something it did to me. Like my tummy would turn, like I'm talking about debt and all of that. If you keep avoiding those conversations, they are conversations that you're still going to have anyway. So do it. And I think I have created a video on this where I said that if you are finding those conversations difficult, treat yourself. Tell yourself that, okay, maybe I love Chinese, I'm going to order Chinese, or I'm going to watch a really nice movie and just relax, or take ice cream, but let me do this first and get it out of the way. So promise yourself, treat yourself to something, but have those conversations. And while we're here, while we're on this table, if you end up having to get a default, it is not the end of the world. Yes, 6 years, a mark on your credit file is a default. 6 years will come and go, and it will go, and your circumstances will change because you're here, because you're a child of God, and because you're going to do the thing. You're going to clear your debts, you're going to change your money story and all of that. So 6 years is not the end of the world, really and truly. Okay, you can't get credit, okay. Beyond that, what else? And after 6 years, you will build it back up. Before the 6 years even ends, you start building it back up. So it's not the end of the world. Now, step 4, learn and practice clever money management. Manage your money well. Figure out how much is coming in, how much is going out. Live within what is coming in so that you do not feel the need to go get credit and all of that. And then once you're able to manage your money well, start saving. Have a saving spot so that you're not starting from zero every month. And I made a video with regards to, savings, changing, getting started and wanting wealth and all of that, having a savings plan. But start saving. Have a savings plan. So don't start from zero every month. And honestly, this is the unglamorous work that would prevent a repeat of what's currently happening. It's the boring job. Finances are boring. It's the boring thing that you have to do, but you need to manage your money well. Now, step 5, change your perspective on credit. This is an unpopular opinion, but I will say it. Until you've learned to manage money well, you do not need credit. I say this because I came about this realization. Content creators right now who are promoting Amex card, because obviously they get points, you get points, and it's really great because you get points for everything you spend, and then when you're traveling, you can upgrade to a business class for a fraction of the amount. You can do all of that. Now that is good, but why do you really need that when you don't even know how to manage your money well? When you don't know how to not spend on things that you don't need to spend on? So it's just a trap. At the end of the day, you would amass so much debt that you can't even use the Amex again, and then you can't even get the points. So what is the point? So change your perspective on credit. The perks are really great for these credit cards, but if you don't know how to manage your money well, you have no business getting a credit card. So maybe today is the day for you to cut your credit card in two. Once we figure it out, we pay it off, manage money well, then you can always start again afresh. It will always be there, but we need to change our perspective on credit. And then the last point, step 6, this is where I tell you to change your money story. Because clearly you need to be making more money. But how do you change your money story? First of all, accept the fact that yes, I need to change my money story. And then now we forget about the money and go after purpose. What is purpose? You ask yourself, why am I here? Who have I been put on this earth to help? Who are my people? How can I help them? What is the thing that lights me up? What am I meant to be doing? And what is the thing that keeps them up at night? When you bear the burden of your people, you understand what is keeping them up at night, then value comes. You start thinking, how can I help them? Now, it could be entrepreneurship, it could be content creation. I just want to give up the content, or I want to write a book and give them all the solutions to their problems. It could be that you go and work in that sector and then you'll be helping them. All of these things that I'm telling you, money is attached to it because you're giving value. There is no way you focus on your people, you focus on purpose, that money will not follow you. Honestly, it is not optional. It's a compulsory must-have that must come when you start doing the thing that you're meant to be doing. So please, change your money story. Honestly, just focus and chase purpose and the money will come. And we won't be here tomorrow talking about how there is so much debt that has been amassed. When I say money story, I'm not talking about just trying to pay the bills. Change your money story, change the trajectory of your life and build wealth. And we won't be here having this conversation because you have now decided to chase purpose, go after the thing that you have been put on earth to do, and just create value. Now here's a reset that I want to leave you here with as I wrap up this call today. You're not the only one that's in debt. I've been there before. A lot of people have been there before. We just have refused to create a WhatsApp group to say, I'm in debt. No, we don't need to do that. You're not the only one. And I understand exactly how you feel. But guess what? This is not the end of the world. So face your fears. Sit in that pain and open up to your spouse. Please do that today. Then embark on the plan to clear it up. And while you're doing that, learn money management. Change your relationship with money, with credit, and you know what's next. Change your money story. Chase after purpose with everything that you've got and change your money story. Give your people value and watch how your money story will change. First things first, the silence was the heaviest part. Put it down and just go after the life that you desire. Now, this is the end of the video for today. But before I leave you, if you've not subscribed to Hello Misola, I am building a community of Christian immigrants who are in between stock and purpose, and we know that we're going to chase purpose. Now, if you're not a Christian, but you're an immigrant, or you find the content interesting and you're like, listen, I need to go after my purpose as well, I'd love for you to join us as well, and I'd love for you to be a Christian. You know, chase after this God. He loves you. But other than that, if you have a challenge, you've watched me and you're like, okay, but no, I have a challenge that I'm going through, it's something different but maybe it's related, send me your letter. Click the link in the description, send me your letter. I read every single one and we'll come on here, create like a solution for you so that you can take action and get the transformation that you need and go after purpose and change your money story. But other than that, please like this video. Also subscribe. I know I said that, but like the video so that the algorithm can do what it knows how to do best, and share this video with a friend. Share this video with someone who you know it would really help so that they can watch it and they're off to the races as well with changing their own lives and their own money story. But other than that, I will see you in the next video. Take care. Bye.